What is up, everyone? Inside of this video, we're going to go over specifically how I am up $600 this month. Well, technically it's not 600, 568, 6% over the past month, as you guys can see here. I don't know, this is not really accurate. I'm not up 3% today. I don't know why I'm saying that. But I'm going to show you guys the swing trade I'm inside of right now, how I was able to produce this type of profit this month, and then how you guys can kind of do the same. That every month isn't like this. Some months are slow, some months are fast, but overall, just being consistent is what really matters. I'm gonna show you guys the setup I'm in right now, setup I called out inside of my group, and yeah, just gonna go over all of that. Let me pull up TradingView. So if you guys don't know, TradingView is what I do my charting and analysis off of. Then I use Robinhood to trade off of. Somebody the other day was like, bro, you use Robinhood to trade? And I was like, I like Robinhood's interface. I don't have a problem with it. It's probably better than, you know what I'm saying, a lot of other brokers that have these complicated interfaces. I've traded on a lot of brokers. I've traded on Webull, I've traded on Trade8, I've traded with, I don't know, Robinhood is just simple, honestly. And simplicity is what catches people's attention, which is why I use it. I use Webull though. I have a Webull account. I use Webull to calculate my position size from time to time when I am trading futures. So, if you guys know my entire executive edge model, you would know that some of my money I use to invest. So I use like 70% or whatever. That goes towards like long-term investments. I use a small fixed portion of my money to swing trade. And that's what I plan to go over today, is a swing trade that I took on NQ. And what I was thinking of and my mindset and everything. So this is the trade right here on MNQ futures. With MNQ, my account size, right, I had to liquidate a couple of my assets in order to get inside this trade. So I specifically liquidated SPY and VTI, and I'm gonna put that money back inside just because of the margin requirement. With MNQ, you need at least $3,000 worth of money inside of the actual, let me show you guys properly. So this is Webull, so you guys, and let's say, right, I'm calculating my position size. I want to get in at wherever price is right now. So let's say like up here. I want to get in at 24,862, and my stop loss is at 24,711. And my take profit, we don't care about take profit right now. And yeah, I don't know why it's showing this amount. 24. Oh, I missed the one. Okay, so based off of this, right, this is my risk. I'm risking $300, but I need 3,000 worth of capital just to open this position on Robinhood, and especially to hold overnight, which is what I do for swing trading. Even though I'm only risking 300 off this move, I need $3,000. So that's what I had to do, even though I'm not even using that capital. But for this specific trade that I called out on Friday, what I was looking at, right, I was looking at this, and you guys know that I trade supply and demand. And I always start off on the higher time frames, and especially with news, even when swing trading. I'm looking at the daily, I'm looking at the weekly, I'm looking at the 4-hour. As we can see on the daily, NASDAQ has been in a very aggressive uptrend, especially since we've cut rates. And in the past, when we have cut rates every single time, there has been, a significant kind of like bull run for a little bit. And I kind of felt like that was going to happen off of this rate cut. The economy has been suffering from unemployment pretty badly, and the Fed has been kind of signaling that out. And they need to cut rates, and they indicated that they will probably cut rates again inside the future. Even though inflation is a problem still, rate cuts um, are still needed at this time. And they indicate that. That, along with just tech in general having amazing earnings, we're still seeing things like AI revolution still happening, these new groundbreaking things that are happening, even in like sectors that people aren't really thinking about, like quantum chips, things like that are making a breakthrough, and that makes me extremely bullish on Nasdaq long term. And when we can see these type of trends in Nasdaq or NQ, that's how I know it's time to, make some money. So I actually wanted to get inside of NQ though on what was it, Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. This is when they dropped the FOMC rate. They dropped it to from 4.5 to 4.25. So if any of you guys hold bonds, know that, your interest rate has been cut a little bit. But yeah, they cut the interest rate down to 4.25. So this was my demand zone. As you can see, what did the demand zone do? If we come here, it broke above structure, which was this previous structure right here. It broke above that structure. It also had this push, and especially it had a gap to be filled. So when I see price making this rejection back down on Wednesday, especially when it's FOMC, I'm like, oh man, this is a perfect opportunity. It's on the 4-hour, hits the zone, and then what do I wait for? I just wait for a simple break of candlestick. That would be my entry criteria. This break of candlestick right here after we get in the zone. And, as soon as we break above that candlestick high, I would get inside the trade, put my stop loss. My stop loss usually for swinging is just 150 points on MNQ, and then just swing to the next high. But I didn't get inside the trade. The trade would be at a 1 for 3 right now. This would be $300 worth of risk, which is like 3% of my account. I am planning on risking more a little bit on futures. You guys know me. I usually risk like 1 to 2%, but the futures now is like, when it's a proper setup, when it's an A+ setup, you can afford to risk more if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you can afford to risk more, because of course you're going to make more if you know what you're doing. So that was that trade, but I didn't take it. So I was like, dang, I kind of missed that opportunity. So Friday comes, which is yesterday. Yesterday, I saw this break again, right? But we didn't break above this high. But I've kind of seen this before, right? Where we've had a break, there was a gap. I was expecting us to have like a red candlestick here, kind of like how we did over here, pull back, and then push up forward. But we didn't have that. We got this. We got this reversal wick from this gap fill that we had. So there was a gap here. This candlestick wicked down and filled it. If you go to the lower time frames, the 1 hour kind of shows it more clearly. But we came down, and now we're pushing back up. So when I see something like that, right, my mindset is like, okay, we are extremely bullish. Because imagine, when you see a candlestick reverse like that on the 4-hour time frame after it fills in a gap, that just means like, okay, there's a lot of buyers on this move. So that was my mindset. And after it broke above this candlestick, I was like, okay, let me get in for a swing. Same thing, same mindset here. 150 point stop. Got inside the trade, called it out. $300 worth of risk. And we could see that we immediately went inside of my favor. It did come down just a bit, and then it went higher. So that was like my mindset with these swings. Did risk a little bit more on my account here, especially with these swings, but I don't really take swings too often. That's why this is like my second trade of the month, and yeah, I don't take swings like often. My last swing position was on gold. traded gold from like, let me go to MGC. I traded gold from here. You guys saw it in the last video. Traded gold from here to here. Yeah, whoever got stopped out. Basically like almost 1 for 3 R. I could have got inside this position, but I didn't like how we were kind of just chopping around down. We kind of broke structure. One thing I pay attention to is like when we're inside of a bull market, I like it to be like very aggressive. Here, gold kind of lost a lot of its momentum that we were having over the past couple weeks. We broke below this point of structure right here. I didn't like how we were kind of just like trending downwards. But then we ended up making this sharp reversal after, after Thursday. And yeah, I could have gotten in like right here. It would have came all the way, almost stopped me out, and then I would have been in profit. Let me show you guys what that trade would have looked like. It would look like right here. And yeah, I risk 50 points on gold, which is why I'm saying like I would have been in profit on this trade. This is where having a big stop loss kind of comes in handy, because you see it almost would have stopped me out and then gone in my favor here, and I would have been in profit right now. But that's for like, that's for another day, that's for another trade. And yeah, those are like all the trades that I'm in. Called that out inside my Discord. If you guys need help one-on-one and want to learn my full model, not just trading strategy, because all this is important, but it's about what works for you, like what specifically works for you, what works for your lifestyle. How can you implement maybe not all of my strategy, but how can you implement some of it so that it can work with you? Because I'm not just a trader who trades and swing trades. I'm also an investor who's very long term on a lot of markets, and anything can work for you, right? It doesn't matter if you're working a job and you're busy, you're super busy, you don't have any time. You can still invest inside of these different markets and make money and be profitable. It doesn't matter if you're, day trading and you're struggling right now with day trading. You can still learn how to swing trade long term. Stack just like, you don't even need that much money, honestly, to start trading. I'd say you need like 1,000 to like 500. Of course, you can't trade MNQ, but you can trade gold with at least, you could literally trade gold if you have $500. It's just about, your risk and how much you're risking on each trade and all of that. But if you guys do want to work with me, you can schedule a call down below on my one-on-one link, and we can talk, and I can see where you're at and help you out, honestly. And that's all I'm here for, just to help you learn or help you in areas where like you feel like you need help and get to that next stage or get to that next level, or help your problem that you've been suffering for like a whole bunch of years, But yeah, that's it though for this video. Pretty chill week, chill swing trades. I'll update you guys on these swing trades if it continues to go in my favor, if it comes back on me and stops me out. But that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.